Hi, welcome everybody.
Welcome
to our GIR
Get It Right.
Get
Okay,
it
one
right.
of these days we go get it right.
We're gonna get it right. Episode 5 today. Okay.
Welcome.
Welcome. Do you remember in actually our first episode, we did an episode on watermelon. So actually we showed you this chart where we talked about how to actually choose the right watermelon. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
and it actually all started because Wei Lun
Saw a
found
poster.
some posters, was actually going viral around in WhatsApp. And then he was so caught up with it. And then he's thinking that he really wanted to try it out and find out if what was presented in that infographic posters is correct or not. And that what's actually started our Get It Right to really test if some of this information that is available in the cyber world,
whether it's correct or not.
whether it's correct or not. So actually, that's why we have this Get It Right. Yeah, so you remember the watermelon, right? If you forgot that, you should go back and find our episode number 1, our pilot episode.
Yeah.
And enjoy that watermelon episode all over again.
Okay, so anyway, since now we are in our 7th month of the lunar calendar, today actually we're going to talk about the Hungry Ghost Festival. So actually we have a chart for you to show you as well. If you could actually see on your screen right now. So this chart is actually a Hungry Ghost Festival survival guide.
Yes,
Okay,
it's
survival
interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, there are actually 12 specific items that was presented, and we got it also from the internet, on the Facebook. And then we are interested to know anybody. Put it this way, we can't tell you whether it's true or not, but we really want to talk about some of these taboos
Yep.
that has been spreading around in the internet about the Hungry Ghost Festival.
So actually, if you have any taboos that you actually adhere to during this month of the 7th month of the lunar calendar, you can also type it in the comments. Let us know, and we can actually look at your comments and talk about it as well.
Yeah. So for those who are not from this part of the world, which is Asia, you may not know exactly what is this Hungry Ghost Festival, isn't it?
This part of the world.
Oh, okay. No, I mean this part of the region.
Asia.
The Asia region. You may not be very familiar with a Hungry Ghost Festival. In fact, even some of our local friends from Singapore, coming from a younger generation, they may not even know what exactly is Hungry Ghost Festival. And then they actually thought that this is like a Halloween version of
Chinese version
of Halloween in the West. So it's really different. I mean, for a start, this Hungry Ghost Festival falls on the 7th month of the lunar calendar, and it is always around August or July, in the year. And so right now we are already in August, and actually, to be correct, the actual festival will be 7 days from now. Yeah, and the whole month of the lunar July, the whole of the 7th month of the lunar calendar will be so-called the Ghost Month. Yeah, and then a lot of things will be happening during this 1 month. Yep.
So actually, very interestingly, in the first place, why is it actually called a Hungry Ghost Festival?
Yeah, in fact, Willen asked me, why is it called Hungry Ghost Festival? And then, hungry ghost means ghosts that are hungry. And then, in fact, sometimes even on the normal days, we always even, sarcastically tell our friends, hey, are you hungry like a ghost, and then in Chinese, we say, you 饿鬼, which is actually not very good. All right, but so actually, we're also very confused. Why is it called Hungry Ghost Festival?
So actually, they are actually believed to be spirits, who are actually neglected by their descendants, or they might have actually done some bad deeds when they were alive. So either way, right? They actually surface 1 month in a whole year to actually feast. Okay, so actually this Hungry Ghost Festival, not only do we pay respects to our ancestors, but we also usually Chinese, they will do a lot more offerings as well. You'll usually see in public places, maybe at the void decks of your HDB flats, or around where there are a lot of curbs and all. You actually see a lot of offerings. So these offerings are actually to also appease all the wandering spirits around.
Yeah. So actually, to start with, this is not really altogether similar to Halloween in the West. In fact, I was sharing with Weilun, this is actually, if you're going back to China, the old ancient Chinese belief, Hungry Ghost Festival is one of the major festivals among all the festivals celebrated by the Chinese belief. And then this is, we have other festivals, and then this is the one that's in line with sort of paying respect to our elders, and then remembering our forefather. So it's actually a very warm feeling kind of a festival. You know, it's like it is a time where we sit together and reminisce about our history and our heritage. But unfortunately, it's just that over the years, and then actually this has been celebrated for more than thousands of years. And then because over time, and because of the myth and the urban legends, more and more, you know, spooky elements has been added to this Hungry Ghost Festival, to the point whereby, you know, we have a lot of taboos that has
Many
been
people
passed
don't
on.
want to speak of it.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like when the first day of this month, Ghost Month, and then I was asking Weilun, do you want to go for a movie? And then he says that my mother says must go home early.
Yeah, my mom actually really told me that I must go earlier on the first day.
So you ask as a young kid, you ask, why must I go home early? He said, don't ask so much. This is a ghost month. Don't ask too much. So you see, actually, to start with, this Hungry Ghost Festival was supposed to be something very warm in the nature, right? We are trying to reminisce about our past, our forefather, and our ancestors. But unfortunately, now it's been so covered with all these horror and spooky elements. So tonight we're going to spend some time, to try to tell you a little bit more. But the more over time, very interestingly, the celebrations has changed a lot. And even for Singapore, the celebration, like what Weilun has said just now, we have a lot of offerings, we have a lot of ceremonies, we have a lot of rituals. Some of it is actually being done openly in the public, and along the road curb, at the corridors, the void decks. In fact, we have done many, but there are also some organized.
Very massively.
Yeah.
Very massively.
Unfortunately, this year for COVID-19,
Don't see that often anymore.
no.
Yeah.
Actually, the government has said that all has to stop. So actually, when we went around to do some research with the temples and things like that, they have almost nothing, zero activities, and some of them have even gone digital to the Facebook to do live, just like what we are doing. All right. But in the past, a lot during the month of Ghost Festival, it is really a very rowdy and very celebrative kind of activity going on in the whole island of Singapore. Just that this year is a little bit quieter as compared to last time, and therefore, actually, it's kind of difficult to tell them what do we have, because there's so many things,
But they can see it in our video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, we're gonna show you a very short video before we actually carry on, talking about the different some of the things that we actually show you earlier in the chart. So yeah, let's watch the video first.
Nothing is.
差点背啊，背啊，谢谢啊。哩背，头一声，哩背，第二声，哩背，插下掌声，谢谢。快乐，堂妹啊，快乐。
All right. Welcome back. Yay. See, we have a change of mood already. Okay. All right. Yeah. Now this really adds on to the actual ambience of the Hungry Ghost Festival, and you can see from the video, it's really quite a interesting way of celebrating. Where actually in the past, if not for the COVID-19, we have so many activities going on throughout the entire month, and it's really quite a joy in a way, other than the spooky element to the whole thing. And unfortunately, in the past, when we make all these videos, two of us would tend to appear a bit more. But then really, this time around, we couldn't find anything at all outside, happening, because all the temples has been terminating what they are doing because of the pandemic. So therefore, we are using more of the clips that we find on the web. And one of the things we want to show you, because in that video that we made, you saw us shopping at some of the shops, buying some of the incense paper, and then offerings that you can burn to our ancestors and all to the spirits at large. So we're going to show you. See, we have
some of the things that we bought.
Yeah, you see some of the things we bought. You see, this is a canned drink, right? A canned drink. You see, wow, it's called Fata. I mean, if you know what is the original one, it'll be interesting. And then you have a cola, all right. And then these are all supposed to be burned and given to all our ancestors and all the spirits. And then even have 1,000 plus. Isn't it interesting? And then for those who are very keen in more high-tech equipment, we have actually iPads for you. All right, if you want, we have iPads, we have iPhones, we have this power bank. Okay, if you don't get the power bank out together with this, maybe you'll find someone looking for you, say that, hey, how come my Apple iPad is not charging? So you see, and then it comes even with a Bluetooth earpiece, and then you even have a more luxury one with all the wallets, the gold watches, and so these are very interesting stuff. I mean, if you have the chance to actually go out and see all this, you'll be surprised that we have a lot more. We have even motorcycles, we have even cars, even aeroplanes, private jets. So this is quite interesting. All right.
Okay, so right now we're going to actually go back to talk about a few of the taboos, or rather a few of the things that many people talk about during this month itself. So actually the first one is probably the most common one that many of you have heard of, which is if someone actually calls you by your name from the back, don't turn around. Continue walking forward, okay? Because I think it's a common belief that in this month, especially if you're walking in a dark, deserted area, you're not supposed to actually be turning. Do you hear someone calling my name? Actually?
No, I never hear anything at all.
You never hear anything at all?
Of course, I never hear anything. Do you hear anything?
No.
Do you actually hear anything?
Yeah, I hear
No, I never hear anything.
Okay.
The point is, no matter what you hear, don't turn around.
Yeah, don't turn around, okay?
Never turn around. No matter what you hear, never turn around.
Okay. I don't know. There's something about like there's 三道光
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
You
Actually,
want to explain
actually,
on it?
Wei Lun did ask me about this.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert in this area, but they are always saying that the Chinese ancient belief is that all human beings have three fire. One on the forehead and two on our shoulder. So if you are not able to face, all the what you call that, the dark spirits or things face to face, and you turn around, the one of the fire get extinguished, and then you will be swamped by all these evil spirits. So unless you actually, what I was told, I don't know whether it's true or not, and I'm not going to find out. I'm not going to try it out. If you really hear anybody calling your names at night as you're walking home, if you really hear anybody, what you should do is you should jump and face your whole body.
If you really
backwards.
have to turn, you need to turn your whole body.
Yes. You cannot just
Yeah,
turn
you cannot
your
turn
head.
around like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, did anybody call Wei Lun just now? I don't know. We never
No.
hear anything. All right. Sometimes, at this moment, you don't have to respond to everything, especially at night.
Correct,
But
correct.
like I say, really, these are all the spooky elements that's been added to
This festival, yeah.
Hungry Ghost Festival. But really, the essence of this Hungry Ghost Festival was more what filial piety, remembering our heritage and things like that. But really, one of the taboos to start with, we're not here to instigate or trying to add fire to the fuel to make it even more scarier. All right, but one of the taboo is don't respond to name callings. All right.
Okay. So actually, you can also write down in the comments some of the other things that you might have heard before. You
Yeah.
know, in this 7 month of the lunar calendar.
So if you just join us, we are actually at this program called GIR. Get it right. Yeah, we never get it right correctly. Next time we should decide whether we want to say get it right first or GIR first. Okay. All right. Okay. If you just join us, we are in a GIR. Get it right, episode 5, and we're going to talk about Hungry Ghost Festival. And then we just talk about the first taboo that we always know. We thought we know about the Hungry Ghost Festival, which is don't respond to
To
people
name
calling your names at night as you're walking home.
Okay.
All right, and then if you know any other taboos, please write down
Write it in
and,
the comments. Yeah.
and drop us a comment and see whether I see whether we are going to be talking about the same thing. So, what is the second taboo we are talking about tonight?
Okay. Second taboo that we're going to be talking about, especially in Singapore, like today, it just rained, right? The second taboo is actually not to open your umbrella indoors. I don't know whether you have actually heard before about this, but my mom actually always tells me about this. Don't open your umbrella indoors to actually dry your umbrella, because most people actually do that at home.
Yeah, I mean, if you open your umbrella outside to block out the sun, it's normal, right? And then if it's raining, you use your umbrella outside of the house, outdoor. Of course, it's normal.
It's quite normal. Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody will actually
Open
open an umbrella at home. I mean, to start with, is already very unnatural and not logical.
Right. So as the taboo goes, right, this actually kind of attracts the spirits into to hide under the umbrella to take shelter with you as well.
Oh, so actually, no. To put it in perspective, it's like that. They say that the spirits like to hide in the umbrellas. They like to hide in the umbrellas. So if you actually carry an umbrella out of the house today, and then the spirit might have gone into the umbrellas and hide inside your umbrellas. All right. So when you reach home, for no reason you open it, right? Then they will get into your house. Yeah. So the idea is you can bring your umbrella home, but do not open the umbrellas indoor. All right, unless your roof is leaking.
I mean, if you really have to dry it, just wipe it dry or something.
Yeah. Really, I think it's interesting. We don't really have a what call that a Wikipedia, or really we don't even have a proper official records about all these taboos. But over the years, we sort of gain this knowledge. One of the most is from movies, especially all those old Hong Kong movies about ghosts, about spirits, about evil stuff, and then we sort of
We hear say a lot also.
hearsay
Yeah.
a lot. And then And then and then when people start spreading, and then it gets from worse to worse. I mean, in the past, before internet was so common, it's always a hearsay, and then you remember. If not, you just forget. But right now, people are even spreading it even more on the internet, and and especially we see it in Facebook or WhatsApp. A lot of these tales are actually being spread actually in black and white already, and it actually makes it even more impressionable. You really remember even more and more.
Especially for like maybe younger generations that are just like getting to contact all the social media things,
Yep.
and then understanding more about Hungry Ghost Festival. These are all the things that actually hit them right in the face, and then to them it's like, oh, okay, this is a very spooky thing. So to them it's kind of like they grew up with this.
Correct. And then actually a lot of times when a lot of people ask us, so what is this about? We also not sure. And then all we always respond is that, oh, my grandmother told me that, or my grandfather told me that, or my parents told me that. And then when you actually have the chance to ask your grandparents or your parents, they also say their grandparents. Oh, so I think that's the only way we sort of remember our grandparents. But really, we are two of us are Chinese, Singaporeans, and then our heritage is Chinese. I was sharing with Leonard actually in all the festivals that the Chinese celebrates, Chinese New Year, Dragon Boat Festival, Mid Autumn Festival. There are many festivals that the Chinese actually will celebrate throughout the year, and as what we explained, some of these festivals are thousands of years in history already. And you will be more, you may be delighted to hear that actually in some part of China, the Hungry Ghost Festival is really, really an important festival in this whole Chinese heritage. And it's even probably more important than this particular festival called Qingmingjie. In Chinese called Qingmingjie. Qingmingjie is the time we celebrate sometime back in the 5th month, the May, and then it's the time when we go to pay respect to our elders, and then we will have to visit we visit them at the cemetery or visit them at the columbarium, and then we'll clean up the tombs, and then we will pray to them, offer our offerings, and then it's a time to remember all our ancestors and our forefather. And then in like we say in certain part of China, Hungry Ghost Festival is even more important than that. Only because, like we said earlier, it's still really a very family-based kind of festival. It's not really to spook you or to make you, feel scared about it, and then it's as if like the life is too boring, and then you have to do something spooky in the middle of the year. It's not really true. And while we are talking about all these taboos, all right, we also trying not to add more horror element to it. Rather is that if you really read about it and you try to apply some scientific logic to it, maybe there is a logic to it, but you may find it interesting. Okay? Yep.
Actually, I saw one very interesting comment by Alice earlier. She actually mentioned that umbrella shields spirits from the sky, the eye of the gods. So they move under the shade of the umbrella to cross buildings. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, this is too sophisticated for me, actually.
Okay, we want to move on to the next point that we're going to talk about. And actually, you might have seen just now in the video that there were actually a lot of performances, like the Ge-Tai performances, the operas and everything. And actually, these shows, right, I put up during this Hungry Ghost Festival to entertain, these spirits, like these wandering spirits, or really maybe our ancestors. These are some things that they do to actually entertain them. And while all these performances are attended also by us, you actually usually realize that the front seat is empty. Yeah, you actually realize that the front seat is empty. Actually, before I went to research about this, it actually never occurred to me that the front seats are always empty. But I know that the front seats are always empty, and I never ever actually questioned why are they actually empty.
Well, when I was much younger, we used to even have those wayangs. Wayangs means the Chinese operas. Really, we have Cantonese operas, we have Teochew operas, we have Hokkien operas, and then in those heydays, in the where the kampong, a lot of people are still staying in the kampongs. There are really a lot of these called wayangs, and then but you know it's really operas in local dialect. And then over the years, we actually now see a lot of ge tai, which is yeah, yeah, modern singing performances. Yeah, but no matter whether it's wayang, as in operas, or now ge tai as in singing performances with all the laser lights and LED screens. All right, there will always be chairs that they will put in front of the performances so that people can all enjoy. But typically, really, it's true. Never take the front seats. Yeah, never take the front seats. All right.
So don't take the front seat. Don't take the opportunity to take the front seat because you go there and then maybe you're late to the performance or anything, and then you're just trying to snag up the seat because it's actually meant for the true guests to the performances. Did someone just
No, did someone just take the front seat? Huh? No, actually, he doesn't know. Don't take the front seat.
Okay, so actually remember, don't take the front seat, okay, because they are really meant for the true guests. The true guests to
The true guest. It's not meant for any one of us. It's not. You are not a VIP. Nobody is a VIP. Okay, only the true guests are the VIPs. So never assume that how come the front seats are always empty, and then you just sit on it. Actually, the front seats are always reserved for some other beings. Yeah, yeah, right. So remember that, huh? Okay, all right.
Okay, next one that we're going to talk about. Actually, during times of the 7th month, some people actually do talk about not going to near water bodies. Okay, this is
Swimming pool.
Yeah, swimming pools or whether it's the
beaches.
sea or anything like this.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a belief saying that there might be spirits who have actually drowned or their spirits are actually lingering around the water body. So actually, if you go for say like a swim or go near water bodies, right, they might actually pull you in. Right? They will actually pull you in. So actually, you should also avoid other water-based sports or travels, such as like cruises and things like that.
No, I just saw somebody swim past us.
Oh, somebody's swimming.
No.
What's that person doing?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you see, like what we're trying to tell you, what we're talking about right now in terms of taboo may seems very spooky, really, but we have to make it a little bit more fun. That's why these are all the arrangements we made, because we don't want to add any more
Like make it any more
scarier
or...
than and unnecessary already. But really avoid swimming at night. I think it's actually probably quite common sense also. I mean, it's always a lower temperature at night, And honestly, I have friends who always insist on swimming in the night. And the only reason they say is they don't want to get the sun in the day. And that makes sense also. But then again, you don't you may not expect. And so therefore, actually you may actually get into more accidents and trouble unexpectedly. Oh, is it no sound?
Hello?
Now no sound? Since when we no sound?
Is the sound okay?
Oh, okay. So we were saying about, I heard that we've been told that there's no sound. And then I got scared because I thought that somebody came or something happened. So anyway, we're talking about not swimming in the evening at night. I think while the spooky tale is that there'll be free spirit wandering around, especially those who were drowned previously, looking to find replacements. So if you go swimming at night and then you may get into trouble and then you'll be replacing them. You know, so this is like a reincarnation kind of element.
Yeah,
But I think from a scientific point of view, let Wei Lun finish that.
actually, there's nothing scientific that we want to talk about here, but actually, all these taboos, is better also to respect them than to actually go against them. So actually, that's what we are, trying to share it as well.
Yeah, of course, we have to. I think the main key point here is always about respecting anything. Yeah, anything. I mean, being the animals, the other beings. I think even between human beings, we must always respect each other, isn't it? But we went out of we had some technical problem just now, and then somebody said that you're not hearing us, and then what we're trying to say that from a more technical point of view, if you swim at night when the temperature is lower, and then if you don't warm up enough, the likelihood of you getting cramps
Yeah.
or some other body conditions
yeah.
may be higher. So naturally, you'll get into more trouble if you swim at night, and especially when you swim at night alone. This is even more dangerous, isn't
Even more
it?
dangerous, yeah.
Yeah.
Something might happen, and then no one's there to
And
around
if
to
so
hear you.
coincidentally, something really happened to you because
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
And then you say, "Oh, you see, cannot replace." So that adds on to the whole situation, no, and then complicate even matters.
Yeah.
And then as the years goes by, you keep on passing on and on and on, and then you realize that wow, this Hungry Ghost Festival is really very scary, you know. Incidentally, before we go on to the next taboo, we maybe I want to share a bit. It's like you'll probably see a lot of people offering food or along the roads.
Mm.
Okay, there are some rituals going on.
Mm.
And then we also know that in the past, you try not to kick it purposely,
Correct.
right? I think whether true or not, or whether you're going to suffer consequences, I think at the end of the day, what it means is that it proves that you're not respecting what other people is doing.
Correct.
All right,
Yeah.
and then if you have never been to Singapore and if you're not really part of this what you call that this region,
Festival, yeah.
this living, I mean this area, actually we realize that we also clean up very nicely after the prayers. The next day, most of the cleaners will clean them up nicely and properly, so that
Yep.
you see, this is something that we want to respect about the festival, the heritage, the rituals, but at the same time, we also want to make sure that we are not polluting the environment, we are not hurting the environment, we are still keeping it clean, and then we want to be a very civil society to move forward together, right?
Yep. Okay, so we're going to talk about our next point, which is also our last point for today. And actually, it pertains to insects. Okay, so pertain to insects. No, sometimes I know my parents always tell me if you see like a rare insect appearing in your house, or especially during this month, maybe they're like moths or butterflies or anything, don't kill them. Just let them be, because it's actually believed that they might be your ancestors who are actually visiting you at your place. So make sure you don't go and
Why the lights
hit
suddenly
them
go
or
off?
Okay, so actually don't anger them, don't kill them. Don't... Is there an insect?
Now must change.
Why is this insect?
Hey, you
Okay,
must
no,
look in front. You must show people what you are. People will be thinking,
Who is this?
yeah.
Okay, but we cannot hit it. Okay, so you must.
By right, we should
Yeah.
hit you.
By right, should no, don't hit. Cannot hit.
Yeah,
we cannot
by
hit.
right, we should hit you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we cannot hit insects. Okay. And even if you are, you really don't like the sight of all these creepy crawlies, just gently move it aside or like move it out of the house. But make sure don't kill it, don't hit it or anything.
No, I actually I don't know, because in the house, especially during the rainy season, you get a lot of funny insects in the house sometimes, and then
Nowadays,
you can't
especially.
even tell what they are, and then of course the natural thing for most of us would be to like to smack it, or you hurt it, or and then I don't know, which is very very violent in a way. So interestingly, so even when I was young, they said that don't hit that. Your grandma is visiting us. Wow! Then all of a sudden, all the memories of my grandmother or come back. And then all of us will be looking at the moth or the small little insect. And then is it really ama? Is it really a And then we were like, it's like, you see, actually, it's quite interesting when we say that do not kill the rare insects appearing in your house right now during this period. It sounds very ridiculous in a way, really, really. But on the other hand, it also means that you do not kill innocent lives. You don't take innocent lives.
Actually, it changed the whole perception of like how you look at the insect.
Yeah, exactly.
Prior to thinking that it could be your ancestor versus thinking that it could be your ancestor.
Yeah, I mean, while you keep saying about this insect could be one of your ancestors, and there's a supernatural element to the whole thing. But really, at the end of the day, if you are not going to hurt the what I call that the insect, which is actually good in kind in nature, isn't it? And it really promotes less violence. And in fact, I saw something on the web today. It's almost the same nature, which is if someone was saying that there's a spider crawling across the kitchen, and then the mother said, hit it, hit it, hit it. And then the daughter decides to just take a cup and a piece of paper and to shove the spider and then put it outside the window and let it go. And the caption of that post, the Facebook post, was that if I were one day being caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, I hope to be able to meet the right person who will give me a second chance. So it's actually quite interesting. So yeah, really, I think it's really true in that manner. Well, we sort of covered 5 of the taboos that was actually
inside that chart
that we show you earlier in the beginning. And actually, there are actually 12 of them, but we are not going to spend all the time, to talk about the what do you call that?
Talk about the different taboos that is already ongoing on the 7th month.
But while really we cannot fight the world, that the fact that Hungry Ghost Festival itself sounds already very scary. Hungry Ghosts, you know what I mean? Not only is a ghost festival, it's hungry ghosts. But really, we think we should actually look at it in a more scientific manner. And then because we are now in the 21st centuries, and we are not trying to go against the traditional belief, but really, we can look at it in a very fun and light-hearted manner, and to remember some of the essence of what is this festival is all about, isn't it?
Yep. So if you are just catching us right now, also you can input in the comments, what are some of the other taboos that you have actually heard before. Share with all the people who are actually viewing this, whether live or offline. Okay.
Yeah, we surely love to hear some of the taboos that you may have, and maybe you will really resonate with what some of the things that we heard, and some of the things I heard when I was much younger. And last but not least, as we go towards the end of our show tonight, remember that we have a lot of Ge Tai, as in song performances. Last but not least, tonight we have our own very superstar to wrap up the show for tonight. And without further ado, we would like you to help us to welcome our superstar for the night. Okay, so please enjoy the fellow performance. Woo!
Unbelievable, that's what you are. Come be my coffee table, and I'll be your sofa. Unbelievable, so near yet so far. Please be the man, the cable to my cable car. You blossom like a flower. I'm so stunned like a vegetable. My God, you are unbelievable. Unbelievable, that's what you are. Come be my coffee table, and I'll be your sofa. Unbelievable, so near, so far. Please be the man, the cable to my cable car. You blossom like a flower. I'm so stunned like a stable. My God, you are unbelievable.
Okay, I hope you enjoy our performance, our cover version of Mr. Unbelievable. And all thank you to Jia. He really sacrificed all his everything to help us put up the.
We are Singapore's small business.
In this challenging time, Visa is working with small business
To empower us to sell online.
Yeah, I mean, really, thank you, Jia for all the help. Because he was the ghost, he was the swimmer, he was the moth, he was the everything. And he's truly Mr. Unbelievable. So thank you so much for watching our GIR tonight. Yeah. We really hope you enjoy what we have tried to put up for you. And then really we will be we'll be seeing you soon in episode 6, okay? All right. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Any comments? Any comments that we should know?
Cindy says, I want more songs.
Oh.
Encore.
Encore for Mr. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
If you're not going to play the song, you should just